Hey, what's up, guys? It's Mig here. I wanted to talk about music publishing with you. So, I recently did a small seminar in in Philadelphia, uh, for a music conference. I was actually asked to speak a little bit about music publishing since I've had a lot of song placements in my career, song, commercial, film placements. So I kind of have a background and I got an early understanding in my 20s about how this works. And I've been doing it ever since. So, really simply, music publishing is taking your song and taking you as a writer and then forming a legal entity, which is an LLC, in order for you to do a deal for your music. So, let's just say this, you have a song, okay? And you wrote this great song and you wrote it by yourself. So you wrote the lyrics and you did the music, the beats. So you're a 100% songwriter on that song. That makes you a 100% songwriter. That makes you the lyricist and the composer. Lyricist, obviously, for the words and for the melody, and a composer for doing the music or the beats. Great. So you're 100% writer. And then you have an artist who records a song and the song comes out. And you have a publisher step up to you and say, hey, man, we want to give you a publishing deal. So you're like, oh, great. Oh, my God, it's awesome. You know, they offer you a X amount of dollars to become your co-publisher. So what this means is you cannot do a deal with a publishing company as a songwriter. Now, okay, you're like, that doesn't make any sense because, you know, songwriters do publishing deals all the time. This is correct. However, what a publishing deal really is, it is called a co-publishing deal. So in order for you to do a deal, you're going to have to give away part of your song or your song catalog, part of the publishing from that catalog or song to a publisher in exchange for an advance or some kind of other, some kind of other exchange, whatever you work out. But 99.999% of the time, it's a monetary advance for your co-publishing. So let's go into a real world example here. So in the 90s, late 90s, I was working on some boy bands, and one of them was called No Authority. And we had a few songs that were doing well, and one of them became a top 40 pop hit called Can I Get Your Number? And I wrote the lyrics and melody for that song. And the song's beat was composed by producers Father and Joe from Denmark. And a publisher actually heard the song from their kid who was like, this is on the radio now. So my song was on the radio and it actually went to number 23 in its first week of release. Number 23 on the Billboard Hot 100. So I was excited. I was stoked. And of course, publishing companies were calling me and like, you know, we want to offer you a deal. We want to offer you a deal. So this is when I learned about publishing. So I formed an LLC called Finger Licking Good Music. Finger Licking Good Music Publishing, Inc. So it wasn't actually an LLC. It was actually an S corporation back in the day. So what that means is now the publishing company says, we want to sign you as a writer. So we want to do a co-publishing deal with you. So if I didn't form that company, Finger Licking Good Music, I would not be able to do a deal. So in exchange for the monetary value, they basically wrote me a check and said, we now want to be your co-publisher for X amount of songs. There's a term involved and everything else. So basically what happens is your song is comprised of two essential parts. And that is the one side, just take two columns. Take your song and split it into two columns and just say one side is me as a songwriter or me and my other co-writers as the songwriters. So that is the writership of the song. And then there's the other side for the publishing companies. So for me, it was Steve Migliori, and then it was Finger Licking Good Music. So one half, one half. Let's just say in this case, we're talking about a song that I wrote completely by myself, or you wrote completely by yourself. You're a writer, and then you get your publishing company registered, and you're a publisher. Now you're able to go and do a deal with that other publishing company. So what they're going to do is they're going to say, typically, we would like to offer you X amount of dollars to co-publish. We want 50% of the publishing side of either that song or your catalog or for X amount of songs. Sometimes they'll say you have to write us X amount of songs over the next 5 years. They have to get placed on major label projects or some kind of parameters. So it's really easy. You write a song, you're a songwriter. You can't sell yourself as a songwriter for a publishing deal. You have to have publishing. You go register for, now you'd register for an LLC, whatever it is, My Music LLC. So now it would be your name, your publishing company. You can now do a deal with a publisher. They say, great, we're going to give you X amount of dollars. We want 50% of the song or the catalog. And you're like, great, no problem. Here's my publishing company information. You give that to your lawyer sets it up. And that's it. That's publishing. There's really nothing mystical about it. So publishing is not necessary, really. It's not necessary for you to register for a publishing company until you have songs that are being recorded by artists that have albums that are coming out. And you want to put yourself in a position to be able to license your songs to a film company, to an advertising agency, to a TV company, or to do a publishing deal or a co-publishing deal. So until that time comes, you don't have to worry about it. But that's it in a nutshell. You're a writer, and then you become your own publisher. 50-50 of your song, you'll register them with ASCAP or BMI or CSAC or whatever PRO that you're with. Every time you upload your song, you'll input your name, you'll input your publishing company. It'll be 50-50 for you and you. And then if another publishing company comes along and says, we want to give you $1 gazillion, you're like, great, here's my publishing company. They'll now be your co-publisher on that song. So their name will then appear as publisher on that song, but no one will ever get part of your writership. You don't sell your writership. You don't give away writership. And that's it. That's how it works. So if you guys have any questions, leave some comments, shares, likes, subscribe. And I'm even going to give you guys a free download of my writer split sheet. I will either put it in the section below here in the info section, or I'll do another video showing you actually how to fill out a writer split sheet, which is really important when you write with other people and you don't ever want there to be confusion in the future of who wrote a song, who gets what, whose publisher does what. And when your publisher comes knocking on your door, when you have that really big, great hit song coming out, you could say, here are the writers, here are the publishers, here's my information. There's no misinformation. Everybody's straight, and you can do your deal and make some money. All right, guys, that is it for now. Mig signing off. Peace out. Don't forget to hit my website, maxbeats.com, if you ever need tracks. If you need beat kits, we have drum kits, sound libraries, everything. And if you just want to reach out and say what's up, do that too. I love it. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.